Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here. Welcome back to another LEGO X-Men video. Today we're going to be looking at all of the X-Men and Mutant figures that I have in my collection. Some of them are customs and some of them are from the sets that we've been looking at for the past few days. But I know that a lot of you don't really care about sets and you really care about minifigures, so I thought that I would put together just a video looking at all the figures that LEGO has given to us in the past for X-Men and a couple that I've made myself. Now, there are 3 X-Men figures that are actually missing here. The first one, of course, being from San Diego Comic-Con. When they first did the exclusives there, they actually had a Dark Phoenix figure, and you can see that on screen now. So I am pretty sad, of course, that I never was able to get that, but I'm not paying like $300 for one figure. I think that's ridiculous, and I think that those are worth a lot more now because those were some of the first ones. So it's a shame that they did that, but at least we're getting some figures. Like Shazam came out that year, and we're getting him this year, so hopefully sometime down the line we'll get some Dark Phoenix and Jean Grey figures, but who knows. Also, there was also 2 micro fighters, and you guys know from the other videos that I don't really like them. I don't like the style of them. It just frustrates me that we don't get real figures there like Star Wars. I don't know why they decided to do this little childish thing, and clearly they didn't sell well, so that's why they stopped. But anyway, so I am missing the Wolverine and Magneto from there, and I couldn't be bothered to pick it up. I don't like those sets. But anyways, that's all that I have to say about that. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the figures. You'll notice that some of it's from my reviews from this week, so if you want to skip ahead to the figures that I haven't looked at yet, I'll put a time code down below. Here is Wolverine, and yeah, it's a really cool figure. I've actually, back in the day, you know, when I was younger, I was still playing with LEGO a lot, so his face is pretty scratched, and his arms and hands have actually been subbed out so that they're a little bit more stiff for the review. You can see how scratched those claws are, but those are authentic that the actual set came with, and yeah, it's super interesting to see. His face print is a little bit scratched off, and if you spin him around, you can see that he has another awesome facial expression, an angry expression with those sharp teeth there. Looks really cool. You can see at the top how the hair is kind of faded with the printing, with just rotating the hair back and forth from his normal expression to his angry expression. On the back, you actually have his cowl printed on it, so you can, I guess, pretend that he has it pulled off right now. It's just attached to his yellow onesie. Yeah, it's pretty interesting to me. This figure's detail is really great. Yeah, I love this figure a lot. Brings me back. It's interesting just to look at this. I think that the one that comes in the other set is probably a little bit better because I like the cowl, but yeah, really great figure. Here is the Merc with the mouth, Wade Wilson himself, Deadpool. This is definitely one of the more rare figures, like I mentioned before, that I have in my collection, and one of the most sought after, I would actually say. Like, he's a really sought after figure, and I'm fortunate enough to have him. Even though, like, I didn't even know who he was back then, I still kept him in pretty good condition, so it's really cool to have him here. It's a great looking figure. Like, the detail on the torso and everything is really cool. I think that this was the first time that I ever got that neck attachment, so that's really awesome as well. I forgot to mention Wolverine's claws. Those were actually the first appearance of those pieces then, and so yeah, really cool figure. I don't really know what else to say about him. He looks awesome. I always find that the neck attachment was always so distracting, and I prefer it with the back printing showing, so that looks really awesome to me, and definitely one of the most non-kid friendly characters that LEGO has ever made. I think that this definitely tops it, because he wasn't appropriate back then, I would say, before the movie. Like, that's just who the character is, but it's cool to see him pop up in like TV shows with like Ultimate Spider-Man. That's one of the best episodes, I think, is when he's there, and he's kid friendly, and he's still funny, but in a good way. And yeah, anyways, that's it for Deadpool. Here is Eric Lencher, right? I think Magneto, and really interesting looking figure. This is actually an exclusive helmet here that they made specifically for him, so that's really awesome. He can stand on a 2x2 round tile to like pretend that he has like a dish sort of thing. It's cool to think now with like Frozone's piece, how cool he would look with that. Yeah, really cool looking figure. Taking his helmet off, you can see some awesome face printing there, and on the back he's got another angry expression, sort of like Wolverine's. Flipping up his cape, you can see that he has some other back printing there, so that's really cool. Really great figure, and I just think that the set here, really, it's only good because of the figures. Here is my favorite version of Wolverine. While it's not in the blue, it does have the really cool brown outfit, so I don't really mind that. He looks really awesome here. Just the cowl, of course, is one of the biggest draws. And the printing on the torso looks really cool as well. I like the dark brown mixed with the reddish brown. And the belt printing there is pretty interesting. And yeah, it looks really cool. And look at the back printing as well there. You can really see the detail on the torso, like the lines between the dark brown and the regular brown looks really cool. Taking off his helmet, you can actually see, sorry, his cowl, you can actually see that he has like goggles on to have his eyes go white with an angry expression. And then on the back, you can see that he has a normal expression, which is different than the one that we looked at from the other set. And if you want, you can actually put his hair on. The set actually comes with a hairpiece for him as well, so if you want to take that off and put that on, it works really well. And yeah, just a really cool figure. Definitely better than the other one, I would say, just because it actually has the cowl, and it doesn't look like the cowl is always on the back, which is actually something that I really appreciate. I like the idea of the other one, but I like it better that you can put it on and off. Here is Magneto, and this is interesting. I think that the other one is better just because it's more iconic, but I do like what they did here with giving him the Joker hair in white. That looks really cool, and I've used it for a bunch of other figures, so it's really awesome to get. I do like getting red capes, I don't really mind that, and this one's still in like nice crisp quality condition. And if you look, he actually comes with, of course, his helmet, because they can't include Magneto without it. And like I said yesterday, it was actually a new piece designed for him. And if you take off the helmet, you can actually see that all it's on is just a 1x1 cylinder, which is what the helmet is being held from. And if you take off the hairpiece there and turn it around, you can see that he's got a normal expression. So yeah, that looks really cool. Really like this figure. Oh, and he's got some back printing as well. And there's the back printing, which is, it's fine, I guess. Not really need for any detailed back printing. Like, this figure gets the job done. The thing that he has made out of metal underneath him so that he can fly, I prefer just the circular dish. I kind of like that better, but anyways, that's it for Magneto. Here is Storm, one of the only X-Men characters besides Wolverine that has appeared in 3 of the X-Men sets, so it's pretty cool to see here. And I like her hairpiece. This is the only time that it's ever come in white. Super helpful for like making Black Cat or any other purist customs that you wanted to make. Really awesome. And I like her torso print that we'll take a look at in a second. Her cape thing is actually exclusive to this set, and I actually used it for a Jasmine figure for my Bricktober pack for the Aladdin movie, so it's pretty useful. She is just not wanting to cooperate, but anyways, you just take that off like that, like I just did, and you can just flip it, fit it through the hand there, so that's pretty cool. And you can see her torso printing a little better if I take them off. And it just looks really cool with the X-Men logo on her torso there. Taking off her hairpiece, you can actually see that she has a cool, normal, generic expression, so when she's not actually like calling a storm or whatever, using her lightning powers and ice powers, so that's pretty cool. Cool back printing as well. And just a really great figure. Like, they didn't have to do the detail on the legs and everything, it just really completes this figure. And probably my favorite inclusion in the set is Cyclops, and I love this figure a lot. I'm so happy that he's actually finally made into minifigure form. Here I am talking like it was just yesterday, but I like the color scheme with the dark yellow. I really like that color, and I wish that it was used more often. And turning it around, you can see that he actually has some cool back printing as well, carried over from the front, and some back head printing as well, which didn't need to be done, but I really like that. Prefer this to the version that he actually comes in the Lego Marvel Superheroes game, with the bright blue and with the hair. I just like this one better, and I'm really happy that we finally got him. Alright, here is what a lot of you probably came for, and you heard me talk about this yesterday, but I have a custom Professor X figure, and the torso there, it's actually a decal that I printed out. It's not very good quality or anything, and I think that I made the suit myself, and I originally used to have a face I think, for him. But I like the Gandalf one, strictly because he's kind of smiling there. And I'll show you an alternative in a second of actually a purist way that you can build a Professor X figure. But this is just the one that I choose to use, like with all my other Marvel superheroes collection. I can do a how to build tutorial down the line if that's something that would interest you on how to actually build the chair. Let me know down below in the comments if you want to see me do that, but I'm going to show you my purist version that you can do, getting pretty easy parts that are actually still being sold today. Alright, and there you have it. What is going on here? Well, he's just using the Riddler torso from the Lego Batman movie. I guess that's probably the hardest piece here to get, but I'm sure that you could still find some of them on sale or really cheap on eBay. And the head there is actually the Vulture's, because it's one of the only old, I guess, flesh-colored skin figures that we've gotten. So yeah, he does look pretty cool here. But let me know down below, do you have any suggestions for the torso or anything? In a second, you're going to see that I actually use nail polish to remove something from a part. So technically, this would work really well, I think, for the torso if you remove the question marks with nail polish remover. But you got to be really careful with that, and I'll show you why in a second. But that's it for Professor X. I'm actually kind of like this. It looks cool. I just wish that he didn't have that angry expression. I wish that there was a better alternative. So let me know if you've come up with something. Here is my Jean Grey figure. Again, I apologize. It is very outdated, and I would love to be able to update it. You'll notice here, it is a little hard to see, at least. I'm not sure how it'll come out afterwards when you're actually done. But if you look on the hair there, it actually looks kind of whitish. Right here is what I'm specifically talking about. And that's actually from the nail polish remover. This hairpiece is actually Poison Ivy's from the 2012 wave of Lego Batman sets. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get rid of the leaves that were on the hair. And I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. I created my own decals. They're really outdated, and yeah, but I'm really happy with how this came out. I actually bought a hazmat figure from Lego CMF series. Anyways, you actually can just put a decal on top because I wanted the dark yellow. This isn't the regular yellow. This is to match Cyclops' dark yellow and Wolverine's dark yellow. So those parts are pretty rare. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this figure turned out. Probably one of my favorite customs that I've ever made. I would love to be able to go back and update it. Maybe even give it some back printing with some decals and everything like that. So yeah, let me know if you like this down below in the comments, or if you want to see some updated decals and stuff, because she's definitely going to be in the Marvel superhero series that I'm releasing, so I'm going to probably keep those designs and apply them here. And here is my Emma Frost figure, and this is definitely the most difficult one to replicate because actually all of these parts you can't get anymore except for the hair. The torso is actually from the Temple of Doom set, the biggest one, and yeah, it's really rare. I just thought that it reminded me of Emma Frost, kind of. I mean, this is probably a horrible purist custom, but the cape there is actually Galadriel's from the Hobbit line of sets. The print there for the face is actually one of the mermaids from the Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides wave of sets from the Lighthouse. So yeah, I just thought that face print, it was fitting to the character, and yeah, definitely interesting purist figure. I'm not too sure how I feel about it, but that's it for her. And here is my Juggernaut purist figure, and I totally forgot that I actually had this. I usually use the 2006 version of Bane's torso there, but because I want to make this the easiest for you guys to be able to get if you did want to go get it, this is probably the best way. Anyways, ignore the back print, but this is my Juggernaut figure. It is horrible, but it uses the Gimli helmet because it kind of looks like his helmet, and the Elrond from the polybag where he's yelling, because he's yelling on the Juggernaut brick, right? So anyways, and the legs are nothing common, but nothing rare. So this is just my little Juggernaut figure, and obviously if they ever made him, he'd be a big figure. But look, I wanted a Juggernaut figure when I was younger, and I was really disappointed that we never got one, so had to make my own, had to make do, right? Anyways, everyone, that is all of the X-Men and Mutant figures that I have in my collection. Let me know down below which ones are your favorites that Lego has made. Again, for me personally, it's probably going to be that awesome Wolverine right there in the front. So happy that it just looks like him, and it has some really great printing, and oh, couldn't be happier with it. And let me know if you like my customs. You can be harsh if you want. I know that a lot of them are outdated, and my style has definitely changed. I don't think that a lot of this is actually public, like a lot of the decals and different things. They might be on my Flickr, but I'm not sure. But anyways, everyone, I hope that you did enjoy this video, and I hope that you all have a great day. Be sure to stay tuned and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on the CMF series releasing of LEGO Marvel Superheroes within the next few days as well. We are also going to be recording an Ashncast where Just Too Good and I will be talking about X-Men Dark Phoenix, what we thought and all that. But anyways, everyone, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you all have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one.